What the fuck is up, Glow Gang? It's your boy Glow. I'm coming at y'all with this UFC 322 Della Maddalena versus Makhachev fight picks and predictions. I'm going to be going over who I think is going to win, how they're going to win, and all that good shit. And boys, I apologize for this coming out a little bit later than I expected. It's currently 1:50 a.m. This event comes out, or this event starts at 6 o'clock my time. Let's just get straight into these fucking picks, boys. This is a heat-ass card. Starting off the prelims, we have Vyacheslav Borshev versus Mateus Kamelau. I'm going to go ahead and pick Borshev. I know his grappling is shit. I mean, if it goes to the ground, he's probably going to get submitted. But I don't think Kamelau has all that good jiu-jitsu, honestly, in his wrestling. I'm going to go ahead and pick Borshev. He goes out there, he goes out the fucking bang. I fuck with Borshev hard. I know his record's a little ugly, but real ones, fuck with Borshev. Borshev gang in this bitch. Mateus Kamelau, I'm just not really impressed with him. This is his second fight in the UFC. But in his debut, he didn't really all impress me. He lost to Gabe Green. Gabe Green's not all that, and he got submitted easily. So that should show you that he has no problems to worry about on the ground with Vyacheslav Borshev, and Borshev has zero grappling. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Vyacheslav Borshev to get this shit done via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, now we got Bagasar Sukharayev versus Eric Makhachev. I am going to be picking Bagasar Sukharayev to get this shit done. Let me say, this guy is a finisher, no diddy. Out of his 10 wins, he's only went to a decision once, and the rest of his 9 wins. I mean, this guy has 8 KOs. And he just got his fucking first sub in his last fight against Eric Nolan. And say what you want about that fight. Eric Nolan was doing pretty fucking good, in my opinion. Alright, to get a contract against Khamzat Chimaev's fucking training partner and to do that decent, I mean, for real, Sukharayev really, in my opinion, only had that really good front kick that was going on for him in that fight, which ended up getting him I can't remember exactly how that fight happened, but I know he got the TKO victory of him after getting a front kick, and then I think he actually got dropped from that. Eric Makhachev, this guy, I mean, he's 1-1 in the UFC. He lost to who did he lose to in his debut? He lost to Ruziboev, which, I mean, that's a big-ass height difference. I remember that fight. He ended up getting knocked out in the second round. And he's coming off of a win against Cody Brundage, but joined the fucking club. Who hasn't beat Cody Brundage at this point? I'm going to go and pick Sukharayev. This kid is, this guy's literally 2-3 years older than me, which is fucking crazy that he's in the UFC. This guy has potential. I'm going to predict him to knock out Eric Makhachev probably in the first round. He's pretty aggressive, but he doesn't really shine at one aspect of his game. He's kind of just mid at everything, especially his fucking, his stand-up, in my opinion. So I'm going to go and pick Sukharayev to get this shit done via first-round knockout. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, now we got Angela Hill versus Fatima Klein. I am going to go and pick Fatima Klein to get this shit done via decision. I will say, she is on a little bit of an uproar since, losing to Jasmine Vicious. I mean, she's coming off of a fucking head kick KO. When do you see that at fucking women's MMA? You don't, which is really fucking impressive. Angela Hill, literally the Joe Johnson of women's MMA. I mean, her record's 18-15. That's some Joe Johnson ass shit, right? Michael Johnson ass shit. Why am I calling him Joe? I always say that shit. Michael Johnson. She's coming off of a loss to Lasmin Lucindo, but that was a pretty close fight in my opinion. It clearly went either way. Obviously, the prospect has a cleaner record and, the one they want to promote more is going to get the victory. I'm going to go and pick Fatima Klein to get this shit done via decision. Both these fighters are, pretty good, but I feel like it's going to be a boring-ass fight in my opinion. It's going to go to a decision. Angela Hill could fucking, crafty vet this shit up and, get another fucking crafty vet victory. But I'm going to go and pick Fatima Klein to get this shit done via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, next one, boys, is a one I am very fucking interested in. My fucking boy, Shepe Mariscal versus the vet Pat Sabatini. I am going to go and pick Shepe. He is the underdog in this fight. But let me tell you, Shepe is a motherfucking dog. All right. He's 5-0 in the UFC. He's been a little inactive. Not inactive, but he hasn't fought in a while since March. So this is perfect timing for him against Pat Sabatini, who, just beat Joe Anderson Brito, a huge underdog in that fight. Crafty fucking vet Pat Sabatini is. 7-2 in the UFC. He's been working on his fucking grappling. Also, he had 2 grappling matches ever. Like he's in his peak prime right now. I would say Pat Sabatini is, and Shepe Mariscal, one of my personal favorite fighters, especially in lightweight. Like I said, he's a fucking dog. Goes for the fucking kill. Very fucking aggressive. Can take damage. Can come back from it. One of my personal favorite fights is the Damon Jackson fight. I don't know why it's one of my favorite fights, but he just beat the shit out of Damon Jackson. And a lot of people were saying that Morgan Charriere fight was a robbery. I would have to go back and watch it. Even when I was watching it live, I could have went either way with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do the 6-7 shit. Pat Sabatini, like I said, crafty vet. There's not really much more to talk about this shit. I'm really fucking hyped. I am going to pick Shepe Mariscal to get this shit done via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, now we got GM3. Gerald Meerschaert versus Kyle Daukaus. Alright. I'm here to say it. Alright, we all love GM3. Alright, the meme that GM3 is. We fucking love him, okay? But I'm going to say something that I don't know if anybody else is scared to say this, but he, at this point in his career, he's terrible on the feet. Absolutely fucking god-awful. Like, in his last fight against Michael Oleksiejczuk, complete fucking victim on the feet. Alright? I'm sorry, but I'm like I said, I'm a Fighting Nerds fan. I fuck with Michael Oleksiejczuk, but that was a clear mismatch, especially on the fucking feet. On the ground, he just stuffed every fucking takedown. So we already know what GMP is going to go out there and try to do, which is take Kyle Daukaus down and, try to work a submission. I mean, GM3 hasn't had a win in a really long time. He's on a bit of a skid. Let me go check. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight losing skid. He lost to Ranger Ritter, which, looking back at it now, that was a really fun-ass fight, really good fight. It took to the 3rd round for Rainier to, actually submit the fucking GOAT that GM3 is. And, a loss to Brad Tavares, which, in my opinion, I thought that was they clearly scored that fucking totally wrong. I thought GM3 won that, in my personal opinion. And Michael Oleksiejczuk, that was when I realized, like, damn, he's done on the feet. He's never really looked good on the feet at all, but, like, that fight, you could tell, like, oh, like, you haven't been working on boxing in a while. You know what I mean? Kyle Daukaus, this guy, just fucking knocked out Michael Pereira. Now, Michael Pereira isn't the same Michael Pereira as he once was, but you can tell that Kyle Daukaus is actually meant to be here right now. I mean, he had a little earlier stint in the UFC, and that didn't really pan out all that well. But since the comeback, I feel like this comeback will do good for him. Not to mention, he's really fucking good on the ground as well. So he could fuck around and submit GM3 as well. He might want to engage in the grappling, which I feel like that might be an interesting that might be an interesting way to go about it. I'm going to go and pick Kyle Daukaus to get this shit done, probably by 2nd round submission, honestly. GM3 could pull it off. GM3 could pull a GM3. And I would be happy for GM3. But I'm going to go and pick Kyle Daukaus to get this shit done via 2nd round sub. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, now we got Malcolm Wellmaker versus Ethan Ewing. I'm going to go and pick Malcolm Wellmaker to get this shit done via 1st round knockout. Ethan, I will say he is a pretty good boxer. He does go for the kill. But I will say he just isn't fighting the same level of guys that Malcolm is. And even Malcolm's not even fighting the highest level of competition. It's just, Malcolm was supposed to fight Cody Hadding. And Cody Hadding, I think I don't know if he missed weight or, got injured last second. But they had to pull a guy from the LFA to fight Malcolm Wellmaker, on a day's notice. Nobody wanted to fight Malcolm. That probably shows you how strong that fucking right hand of his is. Yeah, I mean, the guy has literally got fucking 3 knockouts with the same hand, back to back to back. So yeah, I'm gonna go and pick Malcolm Wellmaker to get this shit done by first round knockout, continuing with that fucking right hand of his. And if Ethan wins this fight, this will be huge for him because Malcolm's a huge prospect. Not even a prospect. This guy's like fucking 32 years old, but you know what I mean, like. This will be a great win for him if he can pull it off. But I am going to go and pick I am going to go and pick Malcolm Wellmaker to get this shit done first round knockout. All right, now we got Aaron Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. I am going to go and pick Aaron Blanchfield to get this shit done via second round submission. She's really good on the ground. All right, she's not all that good in the boxing. I mean, she kind of that we got all shown that against Manny Fiorot. But Tracy Cortez, I mean. She is a boxer, but she's not all that on the feet and on the ground. She's getting taken down by Rose, which Rose is, a good mixed martial artist. She's good on the feet and on the ground, but she's not super good at, she's good at wrestling, but she's not good at, finding the submission. However, Aaron Blanchfield is good at the wrestling, and she's a fucking submission hunter, which I do like. I do appreciate that. I'm going to go and pick Aaron Blanchfield to get this shit done via second round submission. She's just way better on the ground. She may not be better on the boxing, but she's not going to have to worry about Tracy Cortez knocking her out. I'm sorry. I mean, I might have to eat my words with that. I swear to God if that happens. I swear. But I'm going to go and pick Aaron Blanchfield to get this shit done via second round submission. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, we got Gregory Rodriguez versus Roman Kopylov. I am going to go and pick Roman Kopylov in this one. Gregory Rodriguez hits really fucking hard. We all know how good his boxing is, his power. I mean, he hits really fucking hard. He's coming off of a really good knockout win against Jack Hermanson. But before that, I mean, he lost to Jared Cannonier, which I predicted Jared Cannonier to win that fight. I was the only MMA YouTuber to predict that shit. Go back and watch that fucking video. I predicted that shit. Everybody else predicted fucking Gregory Rodriguez. I picked my boy Jared. The reason I'm picking Kopylov in this one is because he uses footwork. He's actually a good kickboxer. Now, he needs to be careful in this one because, I mean, only one good shot can put your fucking lights out with Gregory Rodriguez. I mean, he hits like a fucking tank. But his problem is he gets tired really fucking quickly, alright? You know what I mean? Like, and the reason he lost to Jared because he gassed out after like the second or third round, and he dropped Jared like 2 or 3 times, and he should have just followed it up, and he let Jared stand up and recover. So if he wants to win this one, he's gonna have to hit Kopylov, and when he hits him, and if he drops him, he needs to go for the kill. He kind of learned his lesson against Jack Hermanson, you know what I mean? Like, he hit Jack Hermanson with that late-ass fucking shot after he already knew he was knocked out. So, I guess he learned from his mistakes. He could win this one, but I'm going to go and pick Kopylov because he's the better kickboxer. He uses footwork. I think he's going to chew that lead leg up of Gregory Rodriguez and slow him down to the point where he could, set up a nice knockout. I'm going to pick Kopylov by second round knockout. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, now we got Bo Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. I'm going to go pick Bo Nickel to get this shit done. Vieira, I will say he has looked good since joining the Fighting Nerds. He's coming off of a win against Tresean Gore, where he just clearly pieced him up on the feet. All he hit Gore with was 1-2 leg kicks. Didn't really have to exchange in the grappling. Held him against the cage a couple times. But, it was a solid win, but nothing really to write home about. And Bo Nickel, he's coming off against that loss, his first ever loss against Randy Ritter. And I feel like this fight's going to go to a decision. I feel like the grappling is going to cancel out each other, and we're going to see some very plain-ass striking from both people. Vieira, he's not all that impressive on the feet, like I said, 1-2 leg kicks. And Bo Nickel, he's the fucking overhand merchant. This guy needs to upgrade his boxing. He needs to show us something. I think he has been working a little bit more. uh, since his loss. He knows, like, he can't just rely on the wrestling anymore. So I feel like Bo Nickel's going to get this shit done via decision. Um, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm predicting some. I thought this fight's going to be boring, to be honest with you. And yeah, I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm going to pick Bo. I'm going to go and pick Bo to get it done by decision. I don't know how to predict this one because it's like you got two grapplers who aren't really good on the feet and different styles of grappling. So yeah, I'm gonna go and pick Bo Nickel to get this shit done via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, now we got Beneil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis. I am gonna go and pick Benoit Saint Denis to get this shit done via decision. He has been working on his grappling a lot. Beneil Dariush does have very good takedown defense as well. But I feel like Benoit Saint Denis is a lot younger. He mixes it up a lot better. His kickboxing is really good. His grappling, he's been working on his grappling a lot. I mean, as we've seen in that fucking Roofy fight, that shit still pisses me off. But yeah, he's a fucking Chad. We all seen like he can take a lot of damage, go through it. I feel like this is an easy fight for him because Benio just missed weight. He had a hard fucking weight cut. He's coming off a win against Moicano, which is pretty fucking. It's ironic because he beat Moicano, and Benoit Saint Denis kind of got embarrassed by Moicano. So that's a weird ass. I feel like this is a kind of like a stepping stone kind of matchup. I'm picking Benoit Saint Denis to get this shit done via decision. I just feel like he's a way better mixed martial artist at this point in his career. And Benil, I'm not confident in picking him anymore. So I'm going to go and pick Benoit Saint Denis to get this shit done via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, now we got Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates, my fucking boy. I will be wearing my Carlos Prates shirt during this whole event. I don't know why I said that. I'm picking Carlos Prates to get this shit done by decision. I don't think he's going to be able to finish Leon, but I feel like he'll be able to piece him up on the feet so fucking like easily. Like Leon, we all know he's a great kickboxer. Really good at grappling. I mean, not as good as John Brady or Usman, but he's a decent wrestler. He can work his wrestling in, depending on the right fighter. I mean, I feel like if Leon's smart, he would try to go for the ground because I mean, Carlos Prates is a black belt, but we have not seen any fucking use of that black belt since him ever joining the UFC. Um, Leon Edwards is way better on the ground, but I don't think he's better on the feet. I mean, Carlos Prates is really fucking aggressive, really great Muay Thai, and Leon, he's not looking too good. I mean, to be fair, his last two losses were against Bilal Muhammad and then Sean Brady. The Sean Brady one, I don't care. That's not a bad loss. Sean Brady's in his fucking prime right now. He arguably deserves a fucking title shot. Not arguably, he does deserve a title shot. If he wins this fight, he's getting the title shot. I'm telling you that right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna go and pick Carlos Prates to get this shit done by decision. I don't think he's gonna be able to knock Leon out though. I feel like this is gonna be a really good fight. Hopefully Leon don't make this boring like he tends to do with some fights. But Carlos Prates makes people fight. He's a fucking Chad. I'm picking Carlos Prates via decision. Moving on to the very next fight. Alright, now we got Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. I'm a big fan of this fight. I mean, both these guys are really fucking good. I mean, very similar record. Sean Brady's 18-1, Michael Morales 18-0. I will say Sean Brady has fought the better competition. And even when, I mean, Michael Morales, like him or not, I mean, his best win is against Gilbert fucking Burns. And at this point in his career, Gilbert Burns, he's not doing good. He's not looking all that good. He's honestly considered retiring, which is probably the best thing for him because if you had that mindset in your head right now, you probably should retire. Sean Brady, his only loss is against Bilal Muhammad, who Bilal Muhammad was the fucking champ. I know he got TKO'd and he's Bilal Muhammad's only fucking KO ever, but it is what it is. Sean Brady, I feel like he realizes that now, so he's been mixing it up. He's been mixing it up, not just working on the grappling. He's been working on his boxing as well. Michael Morales, we all know how fucking huge this guy is for the division. I want to say he's like literally the biggest welterweight right now. I'm confident in saying that. He's a fucking huge motherfucker. Uh, After fighting Gilbert Burns, I heard he was like 190 something. After cutting to 170, which that's fucking insane. Um, Sean Brady, I feel like he's going to be able to win this one via his grappling. Nobody's really ever tested Michael Morales' grappling, and Sean Brady has a grappling style where it's like he kind of smothers you when he goes for it. You know what I mean? Like, he don't just go for submissions. He tries to fucking smother you, ground and pound, work for a submission. He's constantly transitioning into other shit, so you're not just thinking about, oh, he's going for my arm, or oh, I gotta fight the hands, or no, I need to take my back. You know what I mean? Like, his grappling style is very smothering. I'm surprised that's not one of his fucking nicknames, like the Smother or some bullshit. Michael Morales is dangerous in his hands, very fucking dangerous in his hands, like we all saw with Gilbert Burns. But however, I feel like he's the reach between these two. Sean Brady's gonna be able to just ragdoll Michael Morales because he's a shorter guy, and I feel like Michael Morales' grappling has not been tested yet, and I don't know if he's that good of a grappler. So I'm pretty sure Sean Brady's gonna get this shit done via decision. That's my prediction. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, now we got the co-main event. We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. I'm going with the underdog in this one, and Zhang Weili. I feel like her grappling is a lot better than Shevchenko. She's definitely not the better boxer or kickboxer or even better on the feet at all. But I feel like Zhang Weili is going to be able to maul Shevchenko via the grappling. Valentina is going to be able to piece her up on the feet. But until it goes to the ground, that's where we're going to see how good this fight is going to be. Because, like I said, Valentina is obviously going to piece Zhang Weili up on the feet. Zhang Weili's not a kickboxer. She's a grappler. She's a wrestler, really. She's really fucking strong as well, too. So I'm going to go and pick Zhang Weili based off of... We done seen her take damage before. We done seen her get dropped 3 or 4 times in a fight against Yan Jianan. And she was winning that fight. So I feel like she does have a chin for a woman. And she can take the damage that Valentina would pitch out. But I feel like she's the overall stronger, more competitive fighter. Especially like her moving up to get this double belt. She wants that shit, you know what I mean? Like, no other woman has ever done that besides Amanda Nunes. And let's be honest, that fucking second belt of hers was a complete fucking, like, participation trophy. Nobody was in the division. The division didn't have anybody ranked in it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go and pick Zhang Weili to get this shit done. I feel like this might be a grapple fest for her. All right, this might be a grapple fest for her. That might be her way to victory, in my personal opinion. Moving on to the very next fight. All right, boys, main event. We got Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. I am picking my fucking boy JDM to get this shit done via decision. JDM's gonna go out there, hit him with a fucking 1-2 head kick KO, knock his ass out. But in all seriousness, this is a big fight for both people. If JDM beats Islam, his fucking... people have to put some fucking respect on his name. Because as of right now, everybody's kind of treating JDM like he's just the guy holding the belt for Islam to move up. You know what I mean? JDM's no fucking scrub. He has the best boxing. Arguably in the UFC behind Ilya Topuria. His scrambles. He has some of the best fucking scrambles in the game right now. Beautiful scrambles. Was literally how he knocked Gilbert Burns out. He scrambled out, knee up the middle. Fucking beautiful. Islam. What else? What do we have to say about Islam? I mean, we already know how good he is. He's good on the feet. He's good on the ground. He's good fucking everywhere. Like, his IQ. Like, he genuinely might be the greatest fighter of all time. Like, if you think about it. I'm not trying to glaze Islam, but if he beats JDM, I'm considering him the GOAT. I don't give a fuck. He's better than John Jones. He's better than fucking GSP, DJ, whatever the fuck. He has beaten the best competition in the whole entire world. I don't give a fuck. Compare his resume to everybody else's. All right, now he has had some questionable ass shit. We're not gonna get into that right now, but I feel like JDM is gonna show Islam Makhachev problems he's never had to deal with before, like the power, the size, the framework. You know what I mean? He's fighting a naturally bigger guy in this. Islam is. So, I mean, I know they're on the same height, but let's be honest. Islam just moved up to 170. Jack's been at 170 for his whole fucking career. All right, this is his weight class. All right, Islam. We're still trying to see how good he's gonna look as a welterweight. You know what I mean? So, I'm really fucking hyped and excited for this fight. I really can't wait for this to start. Yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I love and appreciate you all if you watch this far. Let me know your guys' picks. Who you think's gonna win? If you think any of my picks are trash, let me know. I love you guys. Peace the fuck out.